Across the winter night, thunder echoes as hoofbeats upon the dark winter sky. A bearded man is upon a mission to reach as many houses as he can in the darkness. Is it Santa Claus? Is it St. Nicholas? Or is it Odin? Odin streaking across northern Europe on his mission of the wild hunt. It is said that the Yule time of year is the darkest, coldest time of the year. It is also the time when the realm of the spirits is closest to the realm of the living. It is a time where we celebrate the lost loved ones. It is also a time when Odin leads spirits across the sky on the wild hunt. But to understand the wild hunt, we must know first, what is it? Second, we must understand who the leader of the wild hunt. Third, we must look at the traditions of the wild hunt and how that impacted what we call Christmas today. And then finally, we will look at the importance and the lessons we gain from the wild hunt. Our first question, what is the wild hunt? As we mentioned, at this time of year, the spirit realm and the earthly realm are close together. And it is the wild hunt in which the spirits led by Odin come to the world and gather the departed from the year, those that we have lost, those who have died in battle. And they gain these wayward souls to return them to the spirit world. It is a multifaceted holiday where we celebrate many of things. First, it is a celebration of fertility, of the winter going to turn into the spring and into new life. It is a remembrance of the dead and those who have parted. And it is a time of true sacrifice. For at that time of year, to have a feast is truly to risk famine. The hunt consists of several layers. The first being the hunt master, who was initially Odin. And Odin rode upon the sky with an 8-legged horse. Magically, they led a procession of mythical monsters, from demons to dark elves, to spirits and nymphs, as well as the dearly departed. Along with these unworldly creatures, traveled the spirit animals, ghostly wolves, birds of prey, and the spirits of the warriors who had died that year. Leaders of the hunt, it began with Odin, the All-Father, the father of the Vikings. He was rather Santa-like in appearance, and he was tied to several behaviors that we have come to attribute to Santa. First, he would reward the good. He would punish the bad. And he would collect those foolish enough to wander into the winter night. Later, other tellings had other leaders step forth, tied to their specific regions and other tales, such as Krampus has been said to have led the wild hunt. Frau Holly, the elder mother, is also said to have. Lucy and Frau Perkta, the Christmas witch, all of which have at one time or another been attributed as the hunt leader. We have gained many traditions from the wild hunt. The first is the Christmas tree, or the Yule tree. It is an offering to Odin, bringing the tree inside and decorating it, but underneath it you would place wrapped presents that are intended to be sacrifices or gifts to Odin, as well as you would place plates of food, or oats and hay for Odin's horse. Another tradition is the wreaths that you hang upon your front door. The wreath is to embrace eternal life, and it was placed there in remembrance of those who had died, and the wild hunt would gather and take to the afterlife. The winter solstice, additionally being a time of fertility, embraced the mistletoe. For it is the mistletoe that is of very little root and of colorful bloom that did indeed embrace fertility. It is even rumored that Loki, Odin's son, had once poisoned a dart with mistletoe to kill the god Hod. Finally, Santa Claus. Yes, Santa Claus in many ways is similar to Odin. It can be argued if he influenced it or not. But what we do know is Odin had a similar appearance to Santa. He was an older man. He had a white beard. He dressed in a particular way. Odin's colors were red, blue, and black. Similarly, Santa wears a red suit. And like Santa, Odin was carried through the air by a magical creature, not 8 tiny reindeers, but by a horse with 8 legs. We would leave gifts, such as next to the tree, for Odin and his horse, same as we leave milk and cookies for Santa. It was said that Odin would enter the home through the fire hole, or perhaps as you know it, the fireplace, just as Santa enters the house through the fireplace. Like Santa, he would also reward the good and punish the bad. The lessons that we gain from the wild hunt first is most important when you're talking about Northern European winters. It is unwise, it is foolish to wander out into the night, because if the cold does not get you, it will be the wild hunt that will get you. It teaches us of charity, that our good deeds can be rewarded, and thus we must be kind to others. Finally, it is for remembrance of the dead, those who are no longer with us. It is a time to recall them as they join the wild hunt to return to the spirit world. What we have learned today is, what is the wild hunt? Who leads the wild hunt? The traditions associated with it, and finally, the lessons that we can take from the tales of the wild hunt. We began our 12 Eves of Christmas talking about the wild hunt because in many ways it is connected to so many of the tales we will share over the coming days. The main thing to remember is when you hear hooves in the winter sky, sounding like thunder and echoing through the snow, it may be Santa, or it just may be the wild hunt.